Going into last night's debate, it was all about Donald Trump. But when the debate shut down, it was Carly Fiorina grabbing all the headlines. The former Hewlett-Packard CEO in her main stage debut.
First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage. He's number 11.
I suggested to President Bush that he not go to war. Okay, so I just want that on the record.
Watch a fully formed fetus on the table, its heart beating, its legs kicking, while someone says we have to keep it alive to harvest its brain. This is about the character of our nation. And if we will not stand up and force President Obama to veto this bill, shame on us.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you.
We ought to recognize that women are not a special interest group. When women are the majority of this nation, we are half the potential of this nation, and this nation will be better off when every woman has the opportunity to live the life she chooses.
I mean, who else could possibly be on that money other than my wife? And then that way she could spend her own money to her face.
As it relates to my brother, there's one thing I know for sure. He kept us safe.
Do you feel safe right now? I don't feel so safe.
Mr. Trump, we don't need an apprentice in the White House. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We have one right now.
In Wisconsin, you're losing $2.2 billion right now.
You're using
I would do so much better than that.
Mr. Trump, you're using the talking points of the Democrats.
No.
And as we all know, that
I'm using
failed
facts.
3 times in 4.5 years when I got elected because it is working.
40 years ago, I smoked marijuana, and I admit it. I'm sure that other people might have done it and may not want to say it in front of 25 million people. My mom's not happy that I just did.
And yet the people going to jail for this are poor people, often African Americans and often Hispanics. And yet the rich kids who use drugs aren't.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody.
Yeah.
That was my job, to get along with people.
But the
I didn't
simple
want
fact
to.
is,
excuse me. 1 second.
No.
I didn't want to.
You cannot take
more energy tonight. I like that. Believe me, my temperament is very good, very calm. But we will be respected outside of this country. We are not respected now.
Senator Carly Fiorina win the debate. Former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, Karl Rove, goes on the record. Karl, I know that every left-wing feminist out there tonight is going to fall over when I hear this say this, but Carly Fiorina is almost a quintessential feminist. First, the super PAC does what no other woman's been able to do, make wrinkles something good, something to be proud of. Then she barges her way onto the stage like a woman trying to get into a boardroom, and so now she's trying to get this women's vote. How big is this women's vote?
Well, look, I think her vote is not just women. It is people who are looking for a person with business experience who's a straight shooter, who knows what the issues are and can talk with knowledge and authenticity about them. Her command of the subject matter last night was not simply women's issues.
No, I understand it, but that's not an insignificant group if you're going to start cherry-picking groups.
It's the majority of the population, majority of the Republican primary voters. But I thought last night we saw she dominated. Look, she dominated the junior debate the first time around on Fox. She dominated the senior debate last night in Simi Valley, and she not only did well on the offense, but she did well on defending herself. And most important of all, she showed a fluency with the issues. Like when we got into discussion of national security and international affairs, she ticked off what a modernized, strengthened military needed in the way of resources, down to the numbers of ships and the numbers of planes. And I thought it was a very commanding performance.
There were some that seemed almost invisible. Now, maybe just because, as I noted before, that when you're the front runners or in the pack that's leading, you get all the attention. But it was almost like Governor Mike Huckabee. I don't remember much about him at the debate last night.
Right. No, look, part of it is that there are 11 people, and part of it also is that they sometimes don't say things that allow them to get into the moment, and they don't have those moments, those unscripted moments when they say something that resonates with people and causes people to say, aha, that they were there and they made an impact.
Is this important a debate to do well, or is it just sort of consume us for like 24 hours where we're sort of like calling, the balls and the strikes and who did well and who did not? But I mean, overall, how important is this going to be to the candidates? Well,
it is important to creating and fostering and strengthening impressions. I mean, right now people are shopping. Think about this. In 2011, on this date, Rick Perry led with 29.9% in the Real Clear Politics average. Now, by the time that we got to the we went through a period where Herman Cain was in the lead. We went through a period of time when Newt Gingrich was in the lead. We went through a time that Rick Santorum was in the lead. It wasn't until February 28th that Mitt Romney finally took the lead and kept it in the Real Clear Politics average and became the nominee ultimately. So there's a process that goes on where people are thinking about the potential candidates. They're sometimes making sort of allegiances to them, but they're fully capable of shifting their allegiances. ABC Washington Post poll this week said 64% of Republicans said that they did not think it was the time yet to make a commitment, make a decision about who they were voting for. And of the 36 who either said they'd made a decision or thought it was the right time or didn't know, there are a lot of people there who have not yet made a firm decision. So there's going to be a lot of shifting around. And so each one of these debates is important to helping shape and add to the things that people know. And we get to a point where sometimes people say, well, I've heard enough and I've now gotten enough to make a decision for or against somebody. We saw that, I think, maybe in people's reaction to Carly Fiorina's and Donald Trump's back and forth on his comments about her face.
Well, Fox Business Channel is going to have a debate, and I guess we talk a lot about business and the economy, which matters to so many people. That's the one I'm really looking forward to watching when it's not business. Anyway, Carl, thank you.